Hey guys, so it's been nearly about 120 days, so nearly 4 months of being in lockdown. So depending on which part of Australia you're in, you've experienced different levels of restrictions. I'm here being in Melbourne. We've just recently been told that we're going back into lockdown for 6 weeks. While I guess like the rest of the states, like New South Wales and Queensland, uh, returning to some sort of normalcy. So it's a little bit disheartening. However, I'm pretty stoked that I was able to get a couple of days in going into the Grampians just the other week, which meant that I had a little bit of a break for the guys that are in Melbourne or Victoria. The Grampians is basically about 3 hours from metropolitan Melbourne, and it's just a really nice place where you can go on various hiking trails, and it's just these massive beautiful mountains just being outdoors. We also got a couple clear days, especially this time of the year when Melbourne is known for being wet. I think we did pretty well, and I had a nice little break. So that's where that's pretty much I guess this particular COVID or virus is really changed a lot of the way I guess we're living our day-to-day lives, and you're seeing a lot of people isolating and sort of worrying or adjusting and moving into their new norms, or at least you'd hope so, with 100 days of being in sort of these circumstances. So another consideration too is Australia's come out of bushfires prior to this, and we're probably 4 months or 5 months where the bushfires are going to be a concern again around the corner. Stocks, I guess now is a very interesting time for both stocks and crypto, albeit obviously with Bitcoin really sort of just staying in that 9,000 range, not really moving all that much. However, seeing the short squeeze on Tesla breaking above $1,000 is I guess something that was always on the cards, because what happens is obviously people who start stacking on shorts in Tesla have to buy to cover their position as the price reaches above 1,000, and they've got their sort of liquidation prices or their margin calls. So I think that's particularly interesting. If you're in Australia, you're probably noticing, the likes of Afterpay going from $10 from the March lows to now cracking pretty much $60. Other sort of buy now, pay later, type stocks doing really well as well. OpenPay, ZipPay. So there seems to be a growing market for this, but at the same time, I think there's a lot of hype around it. I won't go into it too much. You're either kind of in the bandwagon that there's still plenty of potential, or this is just waiting to collapse. So you probably fall into one of these two groups. There's other stocks like Netflix and other Australian stocks that have done really well during this time too, pretty much the whole market as a whole really, and we've seen this as NASDAQ creates all new highs, and the S&P kind of tests that 3,200 area again. I personally haven't really been following the market all that much. Having said this, altcoins are starting to reach a price where it's starting to get interesting, and I will start adding a few onto my watch list. Digital marketing, that's where I've spent the bulk of my sort of time in the last couple of weeks, and really thinking about the type of videos that I can create around this. And I guess my goal is to help people who have an interest or hobby, or they're just looking to brand themselves a bit more through either obvious tried and true ways like social media and other platforms like that, but things like a website can really sort of help you bridge that gap as organic reach becomes more and more difficult. So I'm thinking about videos, or like a series of videos that kind of talk about, for example, what is a digital marketer, what does a digital marketer do on a day-to-day basis, what are kind of the different roles that make up a digital agency, or kind of the different job titles within digital marketing, and how each of those job titles have specific roles and how they contribute to a whole digital marketing strategy, from strategy into implementation and testing and measuring and so on. So I think that will be really interesting and a good exercise for me to cover. And the way I'm going to approach it is use real life businesses, so ones that are either in Melbourne or at the very least in Australia, to give you guys a little sort of understanding and see what it's like using real life businesses to break down how digital marketing actually affects or helps a business generate more leads and more money and more revenue for their particular business. Something that's really been helping me, and something I've probably only really just started in the past week, is cutting back on processed sugars, processed food, like just packaged food in general, trying to eat more whole grains, whole foods, and cut back on some stimulants like caffeine. So just having relying and having that dependency on that coffee every morning. So I've cut out caffeine, even though I will continue to drink coffee. I want to drink it as something that, as a treat rather than something as something to get me through the day. And I've started making smoothies, started doing a lot more shopping and buying, fat and nutritious food. So for example, I have 3 or 4 eggs every morning now with a couple slices of bacon, and that's kind of like my staple for the morning. Eggs are really good for you. And then I'm just making sure I'm getting on top of, things like drinking a lot of water and cutting back on, gluten and sort of whole grains, and trying to reduce my carb intake, not cutting them out completely, having lots of protein, adding in a protein shake if I need to when I'm working out, and just looking at, I guess, upping my understanding and knowledge around my nutrition and just my diet, just so that I can get more energy, so I can get more done throughout the day, and just be a lot more healthier in general as well. So that's been a real focus for me. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and this is me. So enjoy your weekend and peace out.